Narottam Das Thakur. They all have done wonderful bhajans, small paragraphs, small 4 line bhajans. But these bhajans actually, they are the essence of the whole scriptures, whole Bhagavatam. Okay. Adi Satviki Mataji, can I ask you where are you placed actually? Which country?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Pranam. I live in US, in New Orleans and Mississippi Temple. I do my services.
Mataji, you are in the birthplace of rock.
Birthplace of whom?
Rock.
Yes,
the
yes.
rock genre. New Orleans.
Yes, New Orleans, but we are not interested in those. We have got our rocking kirtan.
Yes. Jay.
Yes, New Orleans. I live and work in New Orleans and do most of the services in Mississippi. It's called New Taliban.
Okay. Which verse is a verse for today?
Number 4, I think.
Chapter, verse. Please tell.
2.4 Mataji.
2.4.
Canto 2, chapter 2, 4th verse, right? The
Yes.
Lord in the heart. So Paramatma feature of the Lord has been emphasized. Before that, Brahman aspect has been emphasized. How Lord is all pervasive. Text 4. Satyam shitau kim kashipo prayase bhaho swasiddhe vibhavarhanai kim satyanjalo kim purudhanna patrya Digval Kaladav Sati Kim Dukulai Satyam being in possession, Kshitau, earthly flats, Kim, where is the necessity? Kashipo of beds, of quartz, Prayashe, endeavoring for, Baho, the arms, Swa Siddhe, being self sufficient, is certainly, Upa Barhanai, bed and bedstead, Kim, what is the use? Sati, being present. Anjalo, the palms of the hands. Kim, what is the use? Purudha, varieties of anna, eatables. Patreha, by the utensils. Dik, open space. Valkalar, other. Skins of trees. Sati, being existent. Kim, what is the use of? Tukulaihi, clothes. When there are ample earthly flats to lie on, what is the necessity of cots and beds? Lie down. We waste money, isn't it? God. When one can use his own arms, what is the necessity of a pillow? Ah, sleep like this. What one can use the palms of his when one can use the palms of his hands, what is the necessity of varieties of utensils? Even today also in Jagannath Puri, they don't use utensils. Even if it is hot also, they take the hand and they use their hand for serving. But if you go to south also, they'll use their hand for serving. Why you know that's paddle, what do you call bladder, then spoon. When there is ample covering or skins of trees, what is the necessity of clothing? So now really got to go back to the Adivasi age. Just put the barks of the tree. So what has been told here? Eating, mating, sleeping, defending. This 4 has been emphasized. Why waste time so much and thinking about eating. When you say utensils, what is it? Eating. When you say cots and beds, what it means? Mating. Eating, mating. Sleeping, pillow, sleeping. Defending your clothes, defend you. That means why waste time in eating, mating, sleeping, defending? We have a human intelligence. You can even use this word, isn't it? You can relate it. आहार निद्रा भय मैथुनम च सामान्य पशुभिर नरः धर्मो हि तेषां धर्मो हि एको अधिको विशेषो धर्म हि तेषां पशुभिर नरः. Even pashus also do, but our life is not meant for this. This you should not take it in a very gross way. If you take it in a gross way, then everybody has to put barks of the tree and then roam. And if you take it really in a gross way, then one travels in flight. You cannot go and sleep down there. In the hotels and all, you cannot go and sleep down. This verse means eating, mating, sleeping, defending. Don't waste time in that. Okay, cots, beds. Old age people, they cannot sleep down. Young people can sleep. So you can take it in a gross way as well as in a subtle way. But actually, this verse speaks about the subtle way. The subtle way is don't waste time in this. Special intelligence has been given. Utilize that intelligence in Krishna's service. Because our ISKCON temples, they have the best cot, the best pillows. Then when you read this verse, they will point out to us, you have the best rooms, even more superior than the 5-star rooms. So clean, so fresh. So, and also, when you take this as in a gross way, then these are for the renunciates. Those who have renounced the materialistic, complete materialistic life. But now it is very difficult even to renounce everything and go. Because that is just Falgu Vairagya. We have to speak about Yukta Vairagya. Why we have big, big mansions with big temples? Like yesterday, I took a target of 5 crores to give to for our also temple and also for our temple in Bangkok. I just took a target. Now, why we have a temples outside? Because Prabhupada says these temples, they attract people. When they enter the temple, naturally they hear Prabhupada's kirtan. So that is why all these temples are a mansion actually. They are like a palace. So that people get attracted. And in this way, they like to come and spend time in the temple. And slowly, slowly, by the association of the devotees, they take up to the pure devotional service. A devotee on his own is not attached to anything. Pure devotee, if you ask, he's not attached to anything. But he's attached to attaching people in Krishna consciousness. That is more important. So this meaning is eating, mating, sleeping, depending. Why waste time? So human life is not to be, it's more superior than the animals. See, here also the purpose of our is given. Don't live like an animal. So animalistic behavior is enjoy the things around you. Indiscriminately enjoy your senses. What dogs do. Indiscriminately. So that is not the purpose of human life. Purpose of human life is for self-realization. And this self-realization is very easy when we take to higher responsibilities in Krishna consciousness. Very much important. Higher responsibilities in Krishna consciousness. And that higher responsibility is engaging oneself in devotional service. Okay. Adi Satviki Mataji, start.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavad Punam. Verse 4 2.4. Satyang shito king kasipo prayasai baho sa swasiddhe yupo barhanai kim sattanjalau king purus dhanna patra digdal kaladau sati king dukulai. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. When there are ample earthly flats to lie on, what is the necessity of cots and beds? When one can use his own arms, what is the necessity of a pillow? When one can use the palms of his hands, what is the necessity of varieties of utensils? When there is ample covering or the skins of trees, what is the necessity of clothing? Purport. The necessities of life for the protection and comfort of the body must not be unnecessarily increased. Human energy is spoiled in a vain search after such illusory happiness. If one is able to lie down on the floor, then why should one endeavor to get a good bedstead or soft cushion to lie on? If one can rest without any pillow and make use of the soft arms endowed by nature, there is no necessity of searching after a pillow. If we make a study of the general life of the animals, we can see that they have no intelligence for building big houses, furniture, and other household paraphernalia. And yet they maintain a healthy life by lying down on the open land. They do not know how to cook or prepare foodstuff, yet they still live healthy lives more easily than the human being. This does not mean that human civilization should revert to animal life or that the human being should live naked in the jungles without any culture, education, and sense of morality. An intelligent human cannot live the life of an animal. Rather, man should try to utilize his intelligence in arts and science, poetry and philosophy. In such a way, he can further the progressive march of human civilization. But here is the idea given by Srila Sukadev Goswami is that the reserve energy of human life, which is far superior to that of animals, should simply be utilized for self realization. Advancement of human civilization must be towards the goal of establishing our lost relationship with God, which is not possible in any form of life other than the human. One must realize the nullity of the material phenomena, considering it a passing phantasmagoria, I don't know what it is, and must endeavor to make a solution to the miseries of life. Complacence with a polished type of animal civilization geared to sense gratification is delusion, and such a civilization is not worthy of the name. In pursuit of such false activities, a human being is in the clutches of Maya or illusion. Great sages and saints in the days of yore were not living in the palatial buildings furnished with good furniture and so called amenities of life. They used to live in huts and groves and sit on the flat ground, and yet they have left immense treasures of high knowledge with all perfection. Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Sanatana Goswami were high-ranking ministers of state, but they were able to leave behind their immense writings on transcendental knowledge while residing only for one night underneath one tree. They did not live even 2 nights under the same tree. And what to speak of well-furnished rooms with modern amenities? And still they were able to give us most important literatures of self realization. So called comforts of life are not actually helpful, for progressive civilization. Rather, they are detrimental to such progressive life. In the system of Sanatan Dharma, of 4 divisions of social life and 4 orders of progressive realization, there are ample opportunities and sufficient directions for a happy termination of progressive life. And the sincere followers are advised therein to accept a voluntary life of renunciation in order to achieve the desired goal of life. If one is not accustomed to abiding by the life of renunciation and self abnegation from the beginning, one should try to get into the habit at a later stage of life, as recommended by Srila Sukadev Goswami, and that will help one to achieve the desired success. Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, I have a question here.
Yes, yes, tell me.
Ahar Nidra Bhai Moitunancha. Where that come from? I never get the detail.
I'll give you in which, where it is. Somebody has to search Ahar, because I give this in this class. I don't know exactly the quotation from where it is.
Yeah,
You see that Prabhupada book, Ahar Nidra Bhai Maitunam Cha Samanya Tat Pashudinara.
yeah.
From where it is? Hey, Jagat Anvaya, can you tell me? Jumur's name is now Jagat Anvaya.
Hare
Oh,
Krishna Mataji.
that's
Mataji,
great.
it is from
Hare
Hitopadesha.
Barabar.
Yes, Hitopadesha 25.
This is how you start the Bhakti, the Bhagavad Gita crash course. 7 days journey of self-realization. It starts with this verse one. Ahar nidra bhaya maitunam cha samanyeta pashubirnara nanu desha magiko vishesho dharmaihina pashubirnara.
Mataji, this verse is made for only human life, but only for men. Women cannot go on the street.
Man, human means human. Woman is here. What it is human only. Human.
Yeah.
We are having a human body. In that
Yes.
bifurcation is there man and woman. It's a human body, huh?
Yeah.
What you are going to speak? Human only you are going to say, now what you are? Human. What am I? Human.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
Topic one.
Mataji, what is the state of self-realization? How will you, how to understand it?
To understand. Come to Jagannath Devasthanam, make flowers for Lord, you will understand. What did I say?
Not
Come
clear,
to Jagannath
Mataji.
Devasthanam, make flowers for Lord, you will understand. That means devotional service will make us understand that we are servants of Krishna. One
Just
is,
understanding.
yes, if you serve, you know that you are serving a person. The personal relationship develops. If we don't serve, it will be only a philosophy which is entering. The practicality will not be understood. When we do practical services, like Krishna eats, serve him. He loves, he eats, he likes to dress. He engages every devotee in his service. And you'll not believe once. You can call it as a hallucination, whatever it is. But it is real. I was wearing dress for Lord. And somehow bar it was coming. Change the blouse. I don't like this way of blouse. I said, what is change the blouse? I'm going to keep it like this. Then I understood, oh, it is ulta blouse I put. So Lord directs us. He controls us. He guides us. He is a person. So for that, one has to serve. One has to be in association of the devotees. Walking to temple, serving Lord, it is utilization of our senses. Ambarish Maharaj says, na, Padav Harer Kshetra Pada Visarpane. It means walk. One has to engage. One has to You have to take the time.
Krishna Padara Vindayor Vacham Siva Kunta Gunanu Varnane Taror Harir Mandira Vajana Disho Sutim Jakara Chita Satkato Daya Mukunda Lingala Darshana Disho Tadrita Kata Sparashinga Sankama Granam Chatat Pada Saroja Saurage Srimatulasya Rashanam Pratarpite मुकुन्दलिङ्गालय दर्शनेन्दुष तत्त्वकथास्पर्शेङ्गसङ्गं ज्ञानं चित्तत्पादसरोजसौरभे श्रीमत्तुलस्यारसनापकल्पिते हरिश्चेतपदानुसर्पणे शिरोऋषिकेशपदाभिवन्दने कामं च दासन्नतु कामकामया यथोत्तमश्लोकजनाशयारति
Jai Ho. Jai Ho.
Hari Bol.
Well, Ambarish Maharaj words she has spoken. Very good. Chant every day. I know. Next Bhakti Vaibhav teacher, she will only be the Bhakti Vaibhav teacher. Now student, then teacher. So you are going to invite her to US. Huh? Adi Satiki Mataji, invite her.
Yeah, yeah. She is like taking. She will take your position, Mataji, one day. Yeah, definite. It's so good.
चिराणि किं पति न सन्ति दिशन्ति भिक्षाम् नैवा नैवाघ्रिपा परभृतः सरितोऽप्यशुष्यन् वृद्धा गुहा किम जितोवति नोपसन्नान् तस्माद् भजन्ति कवयो धनदुर्मद्धान्धान्. Let us see. Chirani, torn cloth. Kim, whether. Pathi, on the road. Na, not. Santi, there is. Dishanti, giving charity. Bhiksham, alms. Na, not. Eva, also. Angripaha, the trees. Paravrataha, one who maintains others. Saritaha, the rivers. Api, also. Ashushyan, have dried up. Rudha, ruddha, closed. Guha, caves. Kim, whether. Ajitaha, the Almighty Lord. Avati, give protection. No, not. Upasanna, the surrendered soul. Tasmat, what for? Then. Bhajanti, flatters. Kavayah, the learned. Dhana, wealth. Durmada, andhan, too intoxicated by. Are there no torn clothes lying on the common road? Do the trees which exist for maintaining others no longer give alms in charity? Do the rivers being dried up no longer supply water to the thirsty? Are the caves of the mountains now closed? Or above all, does the Almighty Lord not protect the fully surrendered soul? Why then do the learned sages go to flatter those who are intoxicated by hard earned wealth? In Bhakti Rasamrita Sutta it is said, never flatter people before Lord, never praise them. Because one is dependent on Lord. See, nice example is given. Suppose a person doesn't have clothes, he will find some torn cloth in the road. Something or the other Krishna has given for everyone. Now, trees, they are existing. They are giving us everything. Even the food is got, the cloth is got, water. Even if it is dried up, still it is existing. The rains come again, it is filled. There are so many rivers which dry up, but again when the rains come, it is filled. That means there is hope in this material world. There is hope for existence. There is struggle for existence also. There is hope for existence. When you struggle, naturally, why you are struggling? Because you have hope, that is why you are struggling. If there is no hope, why will you struggle? Like people go to office. They struggle to go to office. Why? They have a hope that they will be paid. That means hope and struggle, they go along with each other. You struggle because there is a hope. And why there is a hope? Because you have a confidence that you will get it. You have confidence also. So hope is there. That means the supply is also there. Struggle, hope, supply. Three things go along with each other. And ultimately, who is doing this? Is Krishna. So will not Krishna protect us? When he is there to protect us, why we are flattering people for no reason? That to flattering those people who are not in Krishna consciousness. Why flatter them? Okay, you flatter those people who are really serving Krishna. You praise them, but why flatter for no reason? They have no gunas to flatter. So in this way here, very nicely it has been spoken. Lord is there to protect. I don't want to say before Narayan Damodar, but I want to say one thing. When he was small, 5 years old, at that time, we went to Gopinath temple, but he took some bead, this Kantimala, because we were very much acquainted. He took, and then he gave to Gaurang Prabhu to offer to Lord, and made us all wear. Myself, my Prabhuji, and himself. When we came home, my mother was shouting, why you all have worn? And that too, why you have made the child wear? Because when he grows big, now okay, you're giving without onion garlic, but what will happen when he grows big, he has to go to colleges and all. The one line he told, if Lord can feed dog, he was very small that time. Why will he not feed me? I like the confidence in which he told this. Exactly happened the same. 18 years he got initiated when he was in BHU, that is in Varanasi. He got his corn base just next to his temple. So he used to also go and cook there. By the time I had taught him, he used to like also to learn to cook also. So he was very good cook also. Now also is very good cook. So that time he went, and in IIT Bombay again he got his corn base. In Australia when he went, there he cooked and gave to everyone. That is how our Jagat Anvaya was very pleased with him. We all had gone together. So she thought, oh, wonderful. A ready-made cook I have got. But anyhow, so Lord feeds everyone. Lord is there to protect all of us. So we don't have to worry so much. We don't have to flatter people just because we think that they are going to protect us. No, real protector is Krishna. Okay, a big purport. Narayana, you only read.
Yes, Mataji. Just 2 minutes, Mataji. Yeah. चिराणि किं पथि न चिराणि किं पथि न सन्ति तिष्ठन्ति भिक्षाम् नैवां नैवाङ्घ्रिपा परभृत सरितोऽप्यशुष्यन् रुद्धा गुहा किमजितोऽवति नोपसन्नान् तस्माद् भजन्ति कवयो धनुमुर् धनुर्मदान्धान्. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Are there no torn clothes lying on the common road? Do the trees which exist for maintaining others no longer give alms in charity? Do the rivers, being dried up, no longer supply water to the thirsty? Are the caves of the mountains now closed? Or above all, does the Almighty Lord not protect the fully surrendered souls? Why then do the learned sages go to flatter those who are intoxicated by hard earned wealth? Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The renounced order of life is never meant for begging or living at the cost of others as a parasite. According to the dictionary, According to the dictionary, a parasite is a sycophant who lives at the cost of society without making any contribution to that society. The renounced order is meant for contributing something substantial to the society and not depending on the earnings of the householders. On the contrary, acceptance of alms from the householders by the bona fide mendicant is an opportunity afforded by the saint for the tangible benefit of the donor. In the Sanatan Dharma institution, alms giving to the mendicant is part of a householder's duty, and it is advised in the scriptures that the householders should treat the mendicants as their family children and should provide them with food, clothing, etc., without being asked. Pseudo mendicants, therefore, should not take advantage of the charitable disposition of the faithful householders. The first duty of a person in the renounced order of life is to contribute some literary work for the benefit of the human being in order to give him realized direction towards self realization. Amongst the other duties in the renounced order of life of Srila Sanatan, Srila Rupa Goswami, and other Goswamis of Vrindavan, the foremost duty discharged by them was to hold learned discourses amongst themselves at Seva Kunj, Vrindavan, the spot where Sri Radha Damodar temple was established by Srila Jiva Goswami and where the actual Samadhi tombs of Srila Rupa Goswami and Srila Jiva Goswami are laid. For the benefit of all in human society, they left behind them immense literatures of transcendental importance. Similarly, all the acharyas who voluntarily accepted the renounced order of life aimed at benefiting human society and not at living a comfortable or irresponsible life at the cost of others. However, those who cannot give any contribution should not go to the householders for food. For such mendicants, asking bread from the householders are an insult to the highest order. Sukadev Goswami gave this warning especially for those mendicants who adopt this line of profession to solve their economic problems. Such mendicants are in abundance in the age of Kali. When a man becomes a mendicant willfully or by circumstances, he must be of firm faith and conviction that the Supreme Lord is the maintainer of all living beings everywhere in the universe. Why then would he neglect the maintenance of a surrendered soul who is 100% engaged in the service of the Lord? A common master looks to the necessities of his servant. So, how much more would the all powerful, all opulent Supreme Lord look after the necessities of life for a fully surrendered soul? The general rule is that a mendicant devotee will accept a simple small loincloth without asking anyone to give it in charity. He simply salvages it from the rejected torn cloth thrown in the street. When he is hungry, he may go to a magnanimous tree which drops fruits. And when he is thirsty, he may drink water from the flowing river. He does not require to live in a comfortable house, but should find a cave in the hills and not be afraid of jungle animals, keeping faith in God who lives in everyone's heart. The Lord may dictate to tigers and other jungle animals not to disturb his devotee. Haridas Thakur, a great devotee of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, used to live in such a cave, and by chance, a great venomous snake was a co partner of the cave. Some admirer of Thakur Haridas, who had to visit the Thakur every day, feared the snake and suggested that the Thakur leave that place. But because his devotees were afraid of the snake and they were regularly visiting the cave, Thakur Haridas agreed to the proposal on their account. But as soon as this was settled, the snake actually crawled out of its hole in the cave before everyone present and left the cave for good. By the dictation of the Lord, who lived also within the heart of the snake gave preference to Haridas and decided to leave the place and not disturb him. So, this is a tangible example of how the Lord gives protection to a bona fide devotee like Thakur Haridas. According to the regulations of the Sanatan Dharma institution, one is trained from the beginning to depend fully on the protection of the Lord in all circumstances. The path of renunciation is recommended for acceptance by one who is fully accomplished and fully purified in his existence. This stage is described also in Bhagavad Gita 16.5 as Devi Sampata. A human being is required to accumulate Devi Sampat or spiritual assets. Otherwise, the next alternative, Asuri Sampat or material assets, will overcome him disproportionately, and thus one will be forced into the entanglement of different miseries of the material world. A sannyasi should always live alone, without company, and he must be fearless. He should never be afraid of living alone, although he is never alone. The Lord is residing in everyone's heart, and unless one is purified by the prescribed process, one will feel that he is alone. But a man in the renounced order of life must be purified by the process. Thus, he will feel the presence of the Lord everywhere and will have nothing to fear, such as being without any company. Everyone can become a fearless and honest person if his very existence is purified by discharging the prescribed duty for each and every order of life. One can become fixed in one's prescribed duty by faithful oral reception of Vedic instructions and assimilation of the essence of Vedic knowledge by devotional service to the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Next one. Big one. So what is the solution given now? Sixth verse speaks. Evam svachitte svata eva siddha atma priyortho bhagavananta tam nirvito nirvrito niyatartho bhajeta sansare hetu paramascha yatra. Evam thus svachitte in one's own heart, swataha by his omnipotency, eva certainly siddha fully represented, atma the super soul, priya very dear, arthaha substance, bhagavan the supreme personality of Godhead, anantaha the eternal unlimited, tam unto him, nirvuttaha being detached from the world, niyataha permanent, arthaha the supreme gain, bhajeta one must worship, samsara hetu, the cause of the conditioned state of existence, uparamaha, cessation, cha, certainly, yatra in which. Thus being fixed. Thus being fixed, one must render service unto the super soul situated in one's own heart by his omnipotency, because he is almighty personality of God, eternal and limited. He is the ultimate goal of life, and by worshipping him, one can end the cause of the conditioned state of existence. Omnipotency. So he gives the potency. He is omnipotent. He gives us the strength to serve. So whatever strength he has given, whatever samarthya he has given, we should render service to him. He is eternal, he is unlimited, alantaha, and he is the ultimate goal of life. And that is how, by detachment and complete detachment to him, one should serve. Detachment to this material world, attachment to Krishna. Same type of verse was there today in the third canto Bhagavatam also. Bhakti Vaibhav. If one has detachment, then only he can serve Krishna. So this is Yukta Vairagya. But one should have attachment to Krishna. यथार्हम यथार्हम उपयुञ्जतः निर्बन्ध कृष्ण संबंधे युक्त वैराग्य उच्यते. So यथार्हम उपयुञ्जतः अनासक्तस्य विषयान्, he should not have आसक्ति to any विषय वस्तु. अनासक्तस्य विषयान् यथार्हम उपयुञ्जतः निर्बन्ध कृष्ण संबंधे युक्त वैराग्य उच्यते. That person is युक्त वैराग्य. For himself he has no attachment, but for Krishna he is always active. He loves to attach everything in Krishna's service. So this will be the last verse. So we will read. So Mataji, can you read?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat. एवं स्वचित्ते स्वत एव सिद्धा आत्मा प्रियोरुतो भगवानन्तः तं निवृतो नियतार्थ भजीत संसार हेतु परमश्च यत्र. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus, being fixed, one must render service unto the Super Soul situated in one's own heart by his omnipotency. Because he is the Almighty Personality of Godhead, eternal and unlimited, he is the ultimate goal of life, and by worshipping him, one can end the cause of the conditioned state of existence. Purport. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 18.61, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, is the all pervading, omnipresent Super Soul. Therefore, one who is a yogi can worship only him because he is a substance and not illusion. Every living creature is engaging in the service of something else. A living being's constitutional position is to render service, but in the atmosphere of Maya or illusion or the conditional state of existence, the conditioned soul seeks the service of illusion. A conditioned soul works in the service of his temporary body, bodily relatives like the wife and children, and the necessary paraphernalia for maintaining the body and bodily relations, such as the house, land, wealth, society, and country. But he does not know that all such renderings of service are totally illusory. As we have discussed many times before, this material world is itself an illusion, like a mirage in the desert. In the desert, there is an illusion of water, and the foolish animals become entrapped by such an illusion and run after water in the desert, although there is no water at all. But because there is no water in the desert, one does not conclude that there is no water at all. The intelligent person knows well that there is certainly water, water in the seas and oceans, but such vast reservoirs of water are far, far away from the desert. One should therefore search for water in the vicinity of seas and oceans and not in the desert. Every one of us is searching after real happiness in life, namely eternal life, eternal or unlimited knowledge, and unending blissful life. But foolish people who have no knowledge of the substance search after the reality of life in the illusion. This material body does not endure eternally, and everything in relation with this temporary body, such as the wife, children, society, and country, also changes along with the change of body. This is called samsara or repetition of birth, death, old age, and disease. We would like to find a solution for all these problems of life, but we do not know the ways. Herein it is suggested that anyone who wants to make an end to these miseries of life, namely repetition of birth, death, disease, and old age, must take to this process of worshipping the Supreme Lord and not others, as it is also ultimately suggested in the Bhagavad Gita 18.65. If we at all want to end the cause of our conditioned life, we must take to the worship of Lord Sri Krishna, who is present in everyone's heart by his natural affection for all living beings, who are actually the parts and parcels of the Lord. Bhagavad Gita 18.61. The baby in the lap of his mother is naturally attached to the mother, and the mother is attached to the child. But when the child grows up and becomes overwhelmed by circumstances, he gradually becomes detached from the mother, although the mother always expects some sort of service from the grown up child and is equally affectionate towards her child, even though the child is forgetful. Similarly, because we are all part and parcel of the Lord is always affectionate to us and He always tries to get us back home, back to Godhead. But we, the conditioned souls, do not care for Him and run instead after the illusory bodily connections. We must therefore extricate ourselves from all illusory connections of the world and seek reunion with the Lord, trying to render service unto Him because He is the ultimate truth. Actually, we are hankering after Him as the child seeks the mother. And to search out the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we need not go anywhere else because the Lord is within our hearts. This does not suggest, however, that we should not go to the places of worship, namely the temples, churches, and mosques. Such holy places of worship are also occupied by the Lord because the Lord is omnipresent. For the common man, these holy places are centers of learning about the science of God. When the temples are devoid of activities, the people in general become uninterested in such places, and consequently, the mass of people gradually become godless, and the godless civilization is the result. Such a hellish civilization artificially increases the conditions of life, and existence becomes intolerable for everyone. The foolish leaders of a godless civilization try to devise various plans to bring about peace and prosperity in the godless world under a patent trademark of materialism. And because such attempts are illusory only, the people elect incompetent, blind leaders, one after another, who are incapable of offering solutions. If we want at all to end this anomaly of a godless civilization, we must follow the principles of revealed scriptures like the Srimad Bhagavatam and follow the instruction of a person like Sri Sukadev Goswami who has no attraction for material gain. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Okay. We'll stop here.
Yes,
Any
Mataji.
questions? Any questions? These are very important verses, so I don't want to run about. Nice verses. Panchakurvita Kripa Sindhu Panchakapati Shri Guru
Yo, Vaishnavi Pranam. The 40 best.